Hey everybody, it's ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for another Project Life video. If you'd like to see what I'm going to do this week, then stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Memory Planning Monday video. I am working on week 36 in my Project Life 9x12 album that is from scrapbook.com, along with the page protectors that I'm using. I have them linked in the description box if that's something you're interested in checking out. This week I have pre-selected cards from both Ali Edwards and Paper Person Shop. Most of this is Paper Person. I had a really hard time deciding what to use because the colors in each of the photos are all so different and a lot of them are very dark. However, I did notice that there was some sort of like greens, teals, like peaches, brownish, some of them had a slightly orange color. So I figured that I would use these sort of pastel colors. I thought they were kind of light enough to bring a contrast to the dark photos. And they are a combination of pattern papers and cards from Paper Person. So that green grid 4x6 card is actually a 6x8 paper that I trimmed down to fit. And I'm going to make my own little title card there. And this typewriter die cut is from an older Ali Edwards story kit. And it's just perfect for me to stamp the week in. And I also feel like it goes along with the whole theme because this was my first week back subbing in over a decade. And I was only supposed to go back to subbing like 1 to 2 days a week because I'm already doing so many things. But I ended up working 4 out of 5 days this week. It was insane. And so I tried to incorporate a bunch of elements from Ali Edwards' work story kit. And yeah, I really don't have many photos of my week because I was at work. So this photo of my desk and my coffee and my water, that was like one I managed to go, oh, I should probably take a photo at least of that. I didn't want to get any of the children in any of my pictures, but that's kind of been my view. But I jokingly wrote in the caption there that it was only for the 30 minutes a day that I had my lunch break because otherwise I was constantly on my feet. Which that's like a whole other story. So I actually am putting the date for each of the days I was there that week. So there are 4 different dates there, even though obviously that's not the same picture. I didn't take that picture every single day, but that was pretty much what I would have been looking at had I had the privilege of sitting at a desk for the day. And so actually a lot of these other elements are from one of like the spring subscription kits. So are these like puffy stickers. The labels are from Ali Edwards. That's what I use to do some embellishing, or rather some journaling. And those word die cuts are also from Paper Person. Those gold stars are from Paper Person from I think one of my very first kits. Might have been February or March of this year. So you can see I ended up adding that little die cut that's got Monday through Sunday on it to create a little cluster under the this week. And I really like the way that looks. And then I use some of those little tiny puffy circles to act as bullet points for the week and just how I worked and how I also coached cheer each night. Well, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And the only night I didn't coach cheer was open house, which I had to speak at as PTA president, and our first PTA meeting, which I had to run. And then, yeah, it was a crazy week. And then Friday after school, Nora wanted to go to the library. And of course I wasn't going to say no to that. So after I picked her up, no, I worked that day. After I met her downstairs, because I work at her school, we went to the library. But this is a series of 3 photos of Nora doing show and tell on their Fun Friday. And she brought in part of her cheer uniform and she was just talking about that. So I took those photos and put them into a little collage, journaled, and labeled it with the Right Now die cut. And see, those photos are just super dark, but I didn't want it to be black and white because I liked the fact that it showed her the colors of her uniform. And so I just kept it the way it was. And I think it works. I think, in the end, it's all pretty cohesive because I stuck to a lot of the same color schemes. I really wanted to work in these transparency die cuts that have different working sentiments on them But I ended up deciding that it wasn't going to work. Work elements weren't going to work. Oh, gosh. So I end up pulling in these tags from Ellie Edwards. I don't even remember what kit they're from, but they're like these vellum translucent tags. I love them, and the gold foiling is perfect because I brought in the gold foiling with the die cuts and the gold stars, and so I'm just going to embellish them with some chipboard and a couple of the gold stars and call that good. So I chose this one that says best job. You can see I'm trying to figure out, how do I want to put this? Is this too much? Does it look too crazy? But I'm glad I was able to use them because they've been in my stash for a while. And then, yeah, I just think that it ties in some more of the same color scheme. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then the Saturday, we met up with Nora's friend Natalie and her dad and stepmom and went to our Great Escape together. We had lunch. We were there for like 4 or 5 hours. They didn't, all the roller coasters and all that kind of stuff. Well, Nora did. Natalie doesn't like roller coasters, but she likes spinny rides, which was cool because so does Nora. And I can't do spinny rides since having her. So we had a fun afternoon there. I was thoroughly exhausted, of course, after the week I had. It was like, holy cow. And I didn't get a picture because of Friday night, but our family, after Nora and I went to the library, my husband met us at the mall, where I did a little bit of shopping, and then we went to dinner. So yeah, I think I crashed by like 10:30 Friday night, which was like, that's early for me on a Friday night. Might even have been 10 o'clock. And so Saturday, then we got up and we went to the Great Escape at, I think it opened at 12 because it's off season now. So they only open like 12 to 5 or 12 to 6 during the week, on the weekends. So once I embellish that picture of Nora and Natalie, I'm going to decide how I want to use this middle card. And I don't want to bring in another tag right there because I think it'll look too much to have two tags right on top of each other, like how I did with the vellum tag on the top. So I'm just going to journal on this card here. And it's just like little things about each of those pictures. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4 off of a word phrase sticker sheet from Ellie Edwards. And then I'm just going in like clockwise order. So the first picture of Nora with Oakley the otter, and then Nora and Natalie making funny faces. And then my husband and Tom on this insane ride that I just was like, no way. And I'm pretty brave with rides, but it was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was called The Outlaw. And so I just journaled a little bit about that day. And then moving on to Sunday, we had a game. It was just the craziest, busiest week last week. It was insane. So I just used computer paper to add two 3x4 photo or 3x4 cards or photos to a 4x6 slot. That way they stick together, and that trick came from Leilani. And then I'm going to add another vellum tag, another chipboard, and 2 more gold chipboard stars to complete that card. And originally I had a gold star on top of the photo of Nora during halftime, but I changed it to a puffy heart because I thought it would look like too much with all those gold stars next to each other, because I'm about to embellish them on this 3x4 card that says working so hard, because Nora has been working so hard. And then the picture to the right of it is actually going to be a flip up. So there's a picture of my mom who came to the game and Nora after the game together. And I was going to have that be on the front, but I actually liked this photo, even though it's blurry because I zoomed in so much from the original photo. Nora's doing, she's in the front stunt, but she's a back spotter. So you can't really see her unless you like have the picture in your hand, but her little face is poking through the flyer's legs. It's so cute. So I wanted to feature it. Plus I liked the green. It brought some green into the right side of the page. And I'm like, where am I going to put this nice die cut? And I decided to make a little cluster on the bottom. And then I'm going to do journaling about that day and the game. And then that's basically it, I think. Oh, no, I lied. So I decided I needed to bring in another tag to the left side. So I have 3. I gotta have 3 of something if it's going to be a repeated element. So I take another vellum tag, and I didn't want to cover up these gorgeous ferns, but you can still see them, and I actually think it looks kind of cool. So instead of using, I was kind of trying to go through my chipboard. There's all the chipboard that I have from Allie Edwards. It's just in a little Dollar Tree container. And I decided to pick this quote that also was part of the work kit. And I don't even remember what it said, but I don't have it in front of me. It said something about like, never work a day in your life and you won't be working. I don't know, one of those kind of quotes. Probably butchered it. But that is going to be it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my content. And I'll see you in the next video, friends. Take care. Remember that you are enough and enjoy the silent close-ups. Bye.